the inheritance that destroyed my family, and how I got my revenge. Your grandmother left everything to you because she knew we'd waste it. Well, guess what? We found a way around that. Those were the words that shattered my world and started the most calculated revenge I've ever executed. I'm 31F, and I thought I understood my family. I thought wrong. My grandmother, Nana Rose, was the only person who ever truly saw me. While my parents were busy enabling my train wreck brother Marcus, 34M, and coddling my princess sister Vanessa, 28F, Nana quietly invested in my future. She paid for my college when my parents said they couldn't afford it, but somehow found money for Marcus's third DUI lawyer and Vanessa's destination wedding. When Nana passed 2 years ago, I was devastated. Then came the will reading. I'll never forget the look on my family's faces when the lawyer announced that Nana had left me her entire estate, the house, the investments, the savings, everything worth about $800,000. Marcus turned red. Vanessa started crying. My parents looked like they'd seen a ghost. The lawyer handed me a sealed letter from Nana. Inside, her handwriting was shaky but clear. Sarah, you're the only one who visited me every week without asking for money. You're the only one who called just to talk. They only see dollar signs when they look at you. Prove me wrong, but I doubt they will. I should have listened. At first, I was generous. Too generous. When Marcus got evicted, I let him stay in Nana's house rent-free for just a few months. When Vanessa's husband left her with massive credit card debt, I paid it off. When my parents' business was failing, I quietly transferred $50,000 to keep them afloat. But it was never enough. Marcus extended his few months to over a year, bringing random women home and leaving the place trashed. Vanessa started hinting about wanting a small loan for a new car, then a bigger one for a condo down payment. My parents began treating me like their personal ATM, calling with sob stories about repairs, medical bills, and emergencies that always seemed to happen right before their annual cruise. The breaking point came 6 months ago. I was at a family dinner when Marcus casually mentioned that he'd been telling people he owned Nana's house. It's easier than explaining the whole situation, he shrugged. Then Vanessa chimed in that she'd been using my address for her business license to get better insurance rates. My mother added that they'd been telling their friends I was helping them invest their inheritance, not that I was the one who actually inherited everything. I felt sick. They were rewriting history, making themselves look like victims of circumstance instead of the leeches they'd become. That night, I made a decision. I hired a private investigator. What I discovered over the next 3 months made my blood run cold. Marcus hadn't just been living in Nana's house, he'd been running an illegal Airbnb operation, pocketing thousands while telling me he was job hunting. Vanessa had taken out 3 credit cards using my address and information, building up $30,000 in debt she planned to dump on me. My parents had been using my name and credit to secure business loans, then hiding the payments in their emergency requests. But the worst part? They'd been planning to contest Nana's will. My mother had been secretly meeting with a lawyer, claiming I'd manipulated a sick old woman and that the family deserved what was rightfully theirs. I confronted them at Marcus's birthday party. The whole extended family was there, including my aunts, uncles, and cousins who'd been hearing their version of events for months. Before we celebrate, I announced, standing up with my wine glass, I have some news to share about the family business. My mother's face went white. She knew. It's funny, I continued, how Marcus has been telling everyone he owns Nana's house. How Vanessa's been using my address for fraud. How Mom and Dad have been taking out loans in my name. But what's really funny is that they've been planning to steal my inheritance this whole time. The room went dead silent. I pulled out my phone and started reading from the PI's report. Every illegal Airbnb booking Marcus had made. Every fraudulent credit card application Vanessa had submitted. Every loan my parents had taken using my information. Every meeting with the lawyer to contest the will. The best part, I said, as my family sat frozen, is that you all made this so easy to prove. Marcus, those Airbnb reviews mentioning your name. Screenshots saved. Vanessa, those credit card applications with your signature but my address. Copies in hand. Mom and Dad, those loan documents with my forged signature. I had a handwriting expert analyze them. My uncle started to say something, but I held up my hand. I'm not done. See, while you were all planning to steal from me, I was planning something else. As of tomorrow morning, Marcus, you're being evicted. The sheriff will be there at 8 a.m. The Airbnb income you've been hiding. The IRS will be very interested in your tax returns. Or lack thereof. Marcus tried to interrupt, but I kept going. Vanessa, those credit cards you opened in my name. I've reported them all as identity theft. Your credit score is about to look like a phone number. And that business license using my address. The state doesn't appreciate fraud. Vanessa started crying, but I wasn't finished. Mom, Dad, remember that business loan you took out using my signature? The one for $75,000 that you've been secretly paying with money you guiled from me. I've reported it as fraud too. The bank will want their money back. Immediately. My father stood up, his face purple with rage. You ungrateful. Ungrateful. I laughed. For what? For letting you steal from me. For watching you take advantage of a grief-stricken woman. For enabling your golden children while you used me as a piggy bank. I looked around the room at my extended family, who were staring in shock. For 2 years, I've been the villain in their story. The selfish daughter who inherited everything while they struggled. But the truth is, I gave them everything they asked for and more. I paid Marcus's rent, Vanessa's debts, your business expenses. I never said no. And this is how you repaid me, by stealing from me and planning to take the rest. I stood up to leave, but turned back for one final blow. Oh, and about that lawyer you hired to contest the will. I've been in touch with him too. Turns out, attempting to defraud an estate is a crime. He's no longer representing you, and he's kept very detailed records of your meetings. The room erupted. My aunts and uncles started demanding explanations. My cousins were pulling out their phones, probably to Google what I'd just revealed. My parents were trying to do damage control, but it was too late. I walked out of that house and haven't looked back. The next morning, I watched from my car as the sheriff evicted Marcus. He'd destroyed so much of Nana's house that the security deposit I'd required barely covered the damages. The Airbnb income he'd been hiding triggered an IRS audit that revealed he owed over $15,000 in back taxes. Vanessa's credit cards were canceled within 48 hours. The debt collectors started calling immediately. Her business license was revoked when the state discovered the address fraud. She had to move back in with my parents, who were dealing with their own crisis. The bank demanded immediate repayment of the $75,000 loan when they discovered the forged signature. My parents had to sell their house to avoid criminal charges. They're now renting a tiny apartment and working part-time jobs to pay off their debts. But here's the thing that hurt the most, not one of them has apologized. Not once. They've all found ways to make this my fault. According to the family grapevine, I'm the vindictive daughter who destroyed my family over money. They're the victims of my cruelty. My phone used to ring constantly with guilt trips and sob stories. Now it's blissfully quiet. I've blocked them all, changed my number, and moved to a different state. I kept Nana's house as a rental property and used the income to start a scholarship fund in her name. The truth is, I didn't destroy my family. They destroyed themselves the moment they decided I was worth more to them as a victim than as a daughter. 3 months ago, I got a Facebook message from my cousin Emma, who was at that birthday party. She said the family had been asking about me, wondering if I'd come to my senses and forgive them. She wanted to know if I missed them. I thought about it for a long time. Did I miss having a family? Yes. Did I miss having people who only called when they needed money? Who lied about me behind my back? Who stole from me while I was grieving my grandmother? Not for a second. I told Emma that I'd learned something important: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. My family had shown me who they were over and over again. I'd just been too afraid of being alone to see it. But being alone isn't the same as being lonely. And being free from people who only see you as a resource isn't punishment, it's liberation. Last week, I got a letter from my mother. She'd somehow found my new address. Inside was a photo from Marcus's birthday party, the one where I'd exposed everything. We all looked so happy in the picture, taken just before the truth came out. On the back, she'd written, "This is what you destroyed." I looked at that photo for a long time. She was right. I had destroyed that. I destroyed the lie that we were a loving family. I destroyed the fiction that I was the problem. I destroyed the illusion that their treatment of me was normal or acceptable. And I'd never been happier to be a destroyer. I framed the photo and hung it in my new home office, right next to a picture of Nana and me from our last visit together. It's a reminder that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop enabling people to hurt you. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is walk away. And sometimes, the most satisfying revenge is simply refusing to play their game anymore. My family wanted my inheritance. Instead, they got a masterclass in consequences. They thought they were getting a pushover. Instead, they got a woman who'd learned her worth. They thought they were playing me. But I'd been playing chess while they were playing checkers. And checkmate feels pretty good. Update: it's been 6 months since I cut contact. I've started dating someone wonderful who doesn't know about my inheritance and doesn't care about my money. I've made new friends who value me for who I am, not what I can provide. I've built a life that's mine, not theirs. My therapist says I'm healing from years of financial abuse and manipulation. I'm learning to trust people again, to set boundaries, to say no without guilt. Most importantly, I'm learning that family isn't about blood. It's about respect, love, and mutual support. My biological family never gave me those things. But my chosen family, my friends, my partner, my therapist, even my neighbors, they do. Nana always said that people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. It took me 31 years to understand what she meant. But now I do. And I'll never go back to being anyone's ATM, victim, or doormat again. The best revenge isn't getting even. It's getting free. If this story resonated with you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more real-life family drama and revenge stories. Have your own toxic family situation? Share it in the comments. Your story might help someone else realize they're not alone. Remember, you don't owe anyone access to your life, your money, or your peace of mind. Not even family. Especially not family who only sees you as a resource to exploit. Stay strong, set boundaries, and never let anyone convince you that you deserve less than respect and genuine love.